Hi there, you can call me Man Backwards or Nom for short. Today I'm going to be doing a bit of a fitness check-in to hold myself accountable as well as just to keep track of my fitness progress or maybe what behaviors have led to me, not getting as much progress. As of yesterday, when I weighed myself, I had this information. I'm not going to put up everything just because, first of all, it's in portrait and I don't feel like editing this too much. I'm just going to crop it and show that my current weight is 236.6. I am bloated right now, and I think I weighed myself right after I ate. With this sort of thing, I like to get the highest I am and kind of track that throughout because, obviously if I want to end up saying I'm below 200 pounds, I'm not going to necessarily be truthful if I weighed that first thing in the morning before I've eaten, because most of the rest of the day, if I weighed myself then and I was 199, sure, that's below 200, but to me, I don't think it's even ethics or morals, but something about my brain doesn't feel right saying that when that's not true, if after I eat and then that pushes me to 202, obviously 202 isn't below 200, so that sort of thing is why I typically weigh myself at my maxes, just to avoid that. Also, sometimes I get more complacent if I see, a lower number than I expect first thing in the morning. But yeah, I'm going to try and weigh myself typically after I eat, not a big meal necessarily, but after I feel pretty full, that's when I'll try to weigh myself for tracking these things. All right, let's get into what got me here. This time last year, I believe I was more like 210, and I was on track to lose more weight. However, I had to go back to full-time teaching, which is more of a mental load than my previous job. But basically, I just started eating whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted. I did try to keep protein in mind, but if I was just eating too much volume and carbs and calories, that just superseded everything. So I'm trying to hold myself accountable here. Here are 3 goals that I'm going to maintain this summer to hopefully lead me into better habits for when I start this next year at work. Goal number 1, I'm going to work up to at least 10,000 steps a day, and I'm going to go on numerous walks, including on weekends. That was my biggest struggle this school year. I would get a decent step count teaching in person, just walking around my classroom. But on weekends, I basically let myself just not really move too much at all. Getting my step count well below 5,000 on weekends. Well, not for the total weekend usually, but I would be averaging 10,000 steps a day pretty easily at work, but then on the weekends, I just let myself relax way too much, and I'm just not going to give in to that tiredness. Especially since I can walk anytime. Even if my knee hurts a little bit, I can still walk. I need to take advantage of that. I know steps are beneficial for all kinds of health reasons, so I hope that I can maintain this. And my end goal is to get even higher steps, more like 15,000 steps a day. However, I'm trying to be reasonable with myself. I don't think I can achieve that average this summer. I'm going to try to. But if I fall slightly short of that, I'm not going to be too hard on myself. Anywhere between 10,000 and 15,000 is good by me for this summer goal. On to goal number 2. I'm going to stretch every weekday and before high-impact activities. Motion is lotion. And I know that at my current weight especially, I need to stretch more so I don't strain or hurt any of my muscles. I love tennis, but I definitely need to stretch before I play that, or even pickleball. Sometimes pickleball hurts my knees. I would love to be able to touch my toes with ease as well, so that's just a secondary goal from stretching every weekday, rather. On to goal number 3. This is regarding my diet. I'm going to focus on primarily eating whole foods, and I know I can eat the foods I love in moderation, but this makes it more doable. I'm going to experiment with recipes that help me satisfy my cravings while not going over my calorie limit. So I'm going to focus mostly on lean protein, and I'm fairly good at cooking meat, so I'm going to broaden my horizons and learn how to properly prepare delicious vegetables as well. I think Dojima would approve. Alright, well those are my 3 goals. Let me know if you have any fitness goals in the comments below. Regardless, thank you so much for watching. Please like the video if you liked it, and consider subscribing to stay in the loop. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.